interpretation on contemporary issues in football. I'm going to start with drugs. Drugs are not expected in the sport, and there's a zero tolerance policy. Quite a few athletes have been caught using drugs, you know, whether that be sport-enhancing drugs. A good example is Johan Blake. He took them quite a lot to make them quicker and then got caught out. And now he's only really just got his career back on track. And then there's the other side where, you know, it's illegal drugs such as cocaine, stuff like that. One person who's been caught misusing drugs is Diego Maradona. He was allegedly on drugs when he was at his prime. Due to this, it would have improved his game. Another example of someone who used sport-enhancing drugs, a very good example, was Lance Armstrong. He won the Tour de France 7 times. And later on, after he won his final title, he was found out to be using sport-enhancing drugs and was then stripped of all 7 world titles by the Federation of World Cycling. Religion and racism. Many clubs now promote a scheme called Kick Racism Out of Football. This is designed to stop racism overall. A team who does use this is not in Forest FC. Many professional other football teams also use this policy. Many football players in today's game are different, have different faiths and beliefs, and they're from different ethnic backgrounds. So, for example, you've got your Muslims, Christians, etc. Many players have had to deal with racism, maybe due to because of the colour of their skin. An example of this is Dani Alves. He was playing against a team away, and one of the crowd members threw a banana at him. And the way he reacted to this was he picked the banana up, ate it, and threw it back at them. This is the best way to react because it shows that you don't care and you're not, you know, reacting in a way that you shouldn't have, and you being mature about it and just taking it on the chin. Gender and football in schools. Andy Gray was sacked from Sky Sports because he made a sexist comment about a female linesman. Maneri said a female official did not know the offside rule. Normally officials are males, but recently there have been quite a few female linesmen that have been introduced. The name of the linesman was, the first female linesman was Cyan Maisie. Her first game was in the Premier League. Males dominate TV and media, and women's sports don't really ever get shown on Sky Sports, which is very sexist. Things like netball, women's football, you know, you see them quite often, but you know, not half as much as what you see in male football. Yeah, I'm not going to ramble on about the short term and long term, because there's quite a few. I'll pick quite a few out. So some of your short term effects, you know, you've got your sponsorships, you can make negative media coverage. So here we've got, you know, your positives and then you've got your negatives. You've got your sponsorships, that's positive. Increased popularity of the sport, also positive. Some negatives are, you know, your negative media coverage, loss of respect and sponsorships. Then long-term effects, you know, positive, men's game becomes more dominant and they will get all the coverage. Lack of leagues and teams will drive women away from the sport, which is not what you want, because then you end up with it just being women don't really participate in sport. Loss of followers and fans, football clubs will lose money, could cause the players to be sacked. There's many other things for long-term, short-term effects of football. Deviance. It is used by many clubs and players in order to gain an advantage over their opposition. One example of this is match fixing. And you always hear about players match fixing. and this is starting to be stamped out of football, but you still get the odd case of it. Another thing that isn't what we want in the game is diving. There's a lot of players that are known to dive, and one being Ashley Young. The players absolutely slated him 3 seasons ago because of how bad his diving was. There was points where there wasn't even any contact on him at all, he was just jumping on the floor. He was making a fool out of himself. And then he's starting to stop that now. You know, players are starting to stay on the feet a bit more. Another one is crime. You know, we have an example, Chad Evans, who was convicted of raping someone in a hotel room before a game. And he was jailed for this for 5 years, and there was a controversy about maybe whether he is joining to play for Sheffield United again or not. Now he has been released because he has served his 5-year sentence, so we're not too sure whether he's going to be playing again or not. Short and long-term effects on football of this, you know, you've got loss of respect for players, constant deviance, can lead to threats from the public, long-term effects, loss of respect of player and clubs, loss of title as a role model, and can be called as a cheat. Politics and health. Politics is a key area of football because if the sport does not get the funding, it requires the football clubs and their specific programmes to get involved in the community will not be able to run, and it will have to be scrapped. Examples, schemes, funded things such as Notts County Football in the community. This is a charity-run organisation which helps many people do different kind of college courses and apprenticeships and stuff to get them into jobs and education. Another one, you've got your health, and the programmes are especially designed to work with school children to get them interested in helping in the community and staying out of trouble. Short and long-term effects of this, gets people off the street causing trouble, gets people involved in football, and can take jobs away if funding is cut. Long-term effects, increased club reputation in the community, positive press, could produce more jobs if funding is then available. Commercialism. This is designed to get clubs as much profit as possible. One example of this is trying to make as much profit as possible is the ticket prices. There's a recent thing that's come out where a conference team was charging £15 a game, but yet Barcelona and Real Madrid were only charging £20.50p, which just shows you if a team in the English leagues are charging £15 and the top teams in the world are only charging 20, it just shows, you know, they are overpricing matches in England, and the tickets are becoming very expensive. Because if you look at Manchester United, the average price is about £70 a ticket. Another example is club merchandise, so things like shirts, tracksuits, training kits, etc. These help make more profit for the club, which can then put back into the club, and you know the revenue of the team goes up. Due to price of everything being extremely high, this took a knock-on effect to the price of footballers. And now the footballers' wages, I mean, you've got Ronaldo who's on something like £19 million a year, which works out about £350,000 a week, which is just a joke. Nobody should be getting paid even slightly close to that. There should be a cap, I agree, on every player's wage no more than £15,000. Press reports prone to twisting stories in order to increase sales and make the company look better. Short-term, long-term effects of this, The short-term effects could drive supporters away from the sport because it's too expensive.